So it is about 7 o'clock in the morning. We're getting ready to leave, go over to Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park and check that out this morning. It's about 50 miles from here, so a little hop over there and we'll check it out, see what we see. Let's go. Alright, so here we are at the entrance to Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park. And over here on our left is the Iron Ranger, where you stop and pay your fee, but I have an annual pass, so we will bypass that. And this is pretty much what the park looks like, what you see before you here. It's amazing open expanse. I think it's 54,000 acres. Only about a mile and a half of road here, maybe out to the end. Go up here to the left out to the campsite or campgrounds, and that's it for drivable road, or that you're allowed on anyhow. So we'll just take a look down here. Alright, so we're at our first stop. Oh my gosh. This is the first time I have ever tried using this backpack as a backpack like this. And it's a good thing. This is a very short hop back here. So, main thing is I've got the key. If I forget anything else, that's no big deal, but without the key, I could have a problem. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to go for miles and miles and miles, I don't think, with this. Alright, nothing on this bank today. I'll try to remember to include a picture. There's about an 8-footer and a 6-footer laying right there. I'd say 25-30 feet off the bank here, but yeah, pretty good sized one over there on the other side. Not sure what kind of activity that is. Alright, so that completes my long lens video experiment. Came out here today to video the park and the hike around the park and so forth. So yeah, I think we'll stick with that. I really admire these guys that have YouTube channels about their photography, their wildlife photography and such, because I have trouble enough concentrating on one or the other. But to do both, I can't. A lot of respect for those guys. They put a lot into it, no question. So anyhow, yeah, I think the rest of this is just going to be, unless I happen to see something phenomenal while I have my camera, the rest of it's just going to be a video of the park and the hiking and so forth. So back to the truck now, put the camera gear away for now, drive on to through the campground real quick, and then to the end of the road where you park for the trails. We'll check out some of that. So on we go. And this is the parking for the trails back in this section. So we'll park here and decide which direction we want to go. We're not going to do any huge hikes today, but I'll take a gander. Okay, so we are venturing forth on the Prairie Loop Trail, and I don't know how far we're going to go. We'll just see how it goes. Good day for hiking. It's just a pretty solid overcast, so it's not hot. Nice breeze. Actually, quite pleasant out. So yeah, we'll go down through here and we'll video a few sections of it, give you a look at what it looks like out here, and we'll start right here. Back up there where we started, and then just taking a look, just wide open spaces. So we'll go venture back here and see what we see. Don't think I'd want to be out here in the noonday sun on a bright summer afternoon, because it is just totally unprotected. I mean, it's just open and there's no hiding from it. Imagine early explorers hacking through all this. I mean, some places like right here in front of me is grassy, you can get through, but then it closes up and it's all palmettos again. So yeah, trying to hack your way through all that be challenging, that's for sure. I also would not want to be out here in a thunderstorm, because you make a really good target. I mean, I'm not extremely tall, about 5'10", but wow, there's nothing else even close to my height anywhere out here. So I guess the only thing you can do is, if you're caught out here, lay down up next to the edge of the trail and hope for the best. It is really, it's pretty though. It's just wild, wide open. Wow, a tree out here in the middle of nowhere. It's huge. Everything's relative, I guess. Probably 10 feet. But it is definitely the tallest thing around. These real pretty purple flowers here, although in the viewfinder it doesn't look purple. We'll have to see how that turns out. But it is a very bright light purple. Pretty. Another one over there. I'll have to look and see what those are. Then we have all kinds of these yellow flowery plants, tiny little yellow flowers on them, and they just go off all over the place. A little splash of color out here. Oh, this is a pretty one. Not sure what this is either. I'll have to look this one up. That's really pretty. White. It's flowering out of that this grassy stuff that's around here. So yeah, that's a pretty one. Information thing here. Interesting. It wax myrtle. Gets its name from the wax coating, and then it can be melted and used for bayberry candle wax. Interesting. So, its presence here indicates a recent draining or lack of fire. So, wax myrtle. You can use it to make bayberry candle wax. See, you have learned something today. Well, maybe you already knew that. I have learned something today. Back into a bit of a shrub area. Hole leading up to a, I'm not sure what you call those things, but there's a bunch of palms and such out in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure there's a name for it. I have to look that up too. See evidence of a fire at some point. Oh, sable palm, which is pretty much, yeah, what all these are. These are all sables, which is pretty much everything in here. An occasional bush here and there, but otherwise it's all a stand of sables. And so we have completed the stroll through the sable palm forest. And out the other side here. Back into what I believe is considered dry prairie. Back in the wide open spaces. So yeah, if we were to go that way on the Osmore Trail, we would go on forever. And then the Prairie Loop goes back up this way and not too far intersects the road, I guess you'd call it. What's called the I believe it's the military trail. So yeah, primitive camp area. I suppose that would be in here. There's water. Non-potable, but still, there's water. Little tent platform if you want to use. Platform 1. Picnic table. Camps or fire ring, fire pit. Cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to get up off the ground and a little protection from a downpour. So yeah, nice. I don't know if there's any more sites back here, or we'll see. And we're about out of battery here, so I think we will take a break, change batteries, and then head on. Alright, this is a recently plowed trail. It is miserable walking. Soft. It's like walking on the beach. So we might let's see what the sides are like here. They're a little uneven, but I have to watch my step, but definitely much easier to walk in. I do believe the end is in sight, the end of this miserable section anyhow. Right up ahead there, I think, is the dirt road, military trail. So I guess we're gonna make it. A woolly worm. Guess they're everywhere. I don't think he likes this any better than I do. Oh, bad choice. Guy, you gotta climb out. Up and over. One more to go. Nope, now he's going to explore this cavern. Trying to find a way out. Alright, he's made it clear of the last cavern. Now he's got to get up the big hill. Uh-oh, slippery going. Oh. Gonna make a run for it. He almost made it, and he is over the top. And into the grass. Home free. It's amazing the things I find interesting. Alright, well, we're getting there. As I've been saying, there is the campground. Actually, I think I can actually see the truck. Top of it right in front of me there. So now we've got a half mile, 3/4 mile to go. Yeah. This time I mean it, really. So there we go, almost there. A few more steps and we will have survived, and we will see how far we ended up going. So yeah, I survived it. Alright, so we made it back. It was, let's see, a total of 5.2 4.23. A little bit of that was this morning on the other trail. So this one was about 4.6 all the way around the loop. So at 4.6 isn't a terribly long walk, but when probably a mile and a half of it was through soft sand that was just miserable, that really made it challenging. So. Alright, so that concludes our little trip to Kissimmee Prairie Preserve State Park. Make our way back over to Fort Pierce now. See if we get anything remotely usable here out of all this video. So off we go.